time for yet another gear review. It's been a little while since I did a review because I haven't gotten any new pieces of equipment recently, but I finally picked up a new Git fiddle, so I thought it was time to get back on the horse and show you guys. So what do we have here? We have a Telecaster, obviously, but alas, this is not a Fender. Well, it is a Fender. It's a Squier by Fender. This is a beautiful Squier Classic Vibe 50s Tele. Now, the word's out on the street on how amazing these guitars are, and I got a taste of it with my brother's Squier Classic Vibe 50 Strat, which I featured on the channel about a year, maybe 2 years ago now, where I did a Strat comparison between a high-end American Strat and the low-end Squier, and I think it was a Jay Tercer, the other guitar that I did in that video. But I really loved that Classic Vibe Strat that my brother has, and I figured, you know what, let me give it a shot on the Tele here. Now, I'm in love with 52 Teles, the old school, original design, but I can't afford one. Who can, you know? So, when I saw Squier was making these, I was just like, you know what, I think I'm going to give it a shot. And I'm sure glad I did. So, let's take a look at the features. We have a pine body, finished in a beautiful butterscotch finish. Now, if you know anything about Fender, you know some of the early Teles and the early guitars were made out of pine, which is hence the classic vibe. They're kind of an homage to the classic feel. We have a beautiful maple neck, finished in kind of a vintage amber to kind of go along with the body. Beautiful black guard, which I love the classic look of a black guard Tele. Up at the headstock here, we have Squier written in gold with a standard Telecaster head shape, and it says Squier by Fender. It features the old school kind of tuning keys where you kind of cut the string off and you stick it in the hole there, and then you string it up and it locks it in place. I love these. A lot of people don't love them. I don't know why. I think it's just as good as any locking tuner. This thing stays in tune really great. Again, a maple neck with a C-shaped profile, and this is where it kind of differentiates from the vintage guitars. The frets are medium jumbo. So it's like a classic vibe with some modern appointments, which I really like. So the medium jumbo frets makes it easier to set up with a better action and better for bending. You're not worried about fretting out. Back down here at the bottom, we feature two Alnico 5 Telecaster pickups that sound great, a little bit higher output, especially in that bridge pickup. Vintage ashtray style Telecaster bridge with 3 brass saddles. One of the things I really like about the brass saddles on this one is the saddles all have little grooves, so the strings kind of sit in a groove, so they're not kind of sliding around like some of the old vintage ones. So they stay in position a little better. Standard Telecaster controls, master volume, tone, 3-way switch. That's it. This is just a beautiful Telecaster, and let me show you the back here. Also skunk stripe on the neck there. Just really beautifully done. The pine body just looks awesome. It really has the vintage vibe. There's nothing I can say bad about this guitar. Now, don't let that name on the headstock fool you. You know, a lot of people are real, I don't know, particular about playing gear that has a better name on the headstock, and they would think, oh, Squier, I'm not going to play a Squier. That's like a beginner student guitar. Well, yes, some of the Squiers are beginner student guitars, but Squier has been knocking it out of the park lately with some of their guitars and really giving their big brother Fender a run for their money. This is far from a student beginner guitar. This is a professional quality guitar in every way, shape, and form. Yeah, some of the components and pickups and maybe the pods and stuff aren't as great, but those are such easy fixes. Now this one's made in China. I believe some of the other ones are made in Indonesia, but this is a Chinese made, and I gotta say, this is just a beautiful instrument. Now, when it came to me, I gotta say that the setup wasn't great. Now, I didn't expect it to be. In fact, I've had to set up, my $2,000 guitars. You have to do that. They sit in warehouses, and the necks swell, and the wood changes and all that. So that's not in no way a slight on the quality of this instrument. And I had to put my own strings on it. It came with real slinky, like 9s, which I don't like. I play with 10s. But other than that, it's just really great. I paid $350 for this guitar. Just shocking that you can get that much guitar for $350. So I'm gonna play a little bit more. As you can hear, I had my amp set pretty clean, and I'm gonna strum some chords, let you hear the characteristics of the pickups in each position. I'll play a little bit of lead stuff, nothing too big. And then I'll kick in an overdrive pedal, let you hear how this thing can rock. So here we go. I'm going to start on that bridge pickup. Real chimey Telecaster tone. Now, I'm not a country player, but you can totally get that country sound. Really great. That telly twang is there, but this pickup's got a little bite to it. You know, I mean, you can hear I have my amp pretty clean, but when I dug into it, it's got that little bit of crunch, which is really nice. Now here's bridge and neck pickup. Really nice sound. Great sound, really great sound, very useful. Now here we go, here's that neck pickup. Really beautiful. So that's the kind of clean sounds. You can get really great sounds out of these pickups. I'm really shocked with how great they sound. And again, you know, I might eventually change them, but as is, it's really a great sound. All I had to do was turn the bass up just a little bit on my amp, and it still get that nice warmer sound. They're not too shrill. They're not like really cheap pickups. I mean, they're pretty good. And from my understanding, I believe these are Tone Riders, just rebranded Tone Rider pickups. You can correct me if I'm wrong down there, and if I'm wrong, please do. I'd be happy to know if I am. But I know they're Alnico 5s, and they sound great. I mean, really great. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of spank. I'm going to turn up an overdrive pedal here. It's not really a lot of overdrive, just a little bit, so you can kind of hear what they sound like. Like anything, when you're playing with single coil pickups, you turn on overdrive, you get a little hum. So if you're going to play, you know, harder stuff, you might want a noise gate or something like that. Not that I would play, you know, hard rock with a telly, but you know, some people do. So just to let you know. So here's a little more classic rock sound. bridge pickup, so you can see it'll rock. And here's both pickups on right there. And here's that neck pickup. I love this guitar. I'm just shocked at the value you can get for $350. This guitar is awesome. I would take this to a gig tomorrow and have no problem. I know it would do the job that I want it to do. So there you go, man. If you don't have a lot of money to spend, but you want a really great Fender style guitar, take a look at the Classic Vibe series. You can also look at the Vintage Modifieds, which are really great. But the Classic Vibes, that's kind of the top tier for Squier, and man, they're awesome. It's just really amazing what they're putting out. I would put this up against any Fender, especially any made in Mexico or anything like that. I would put this right against it and think, man, it sounds just as good. It feels great. Neck is amazing. Weight is great. I mean, it's just a killer guitar. So thanks for watching. If you have some moments, check out some of my other videos. Hit subscribe. Hit like down below. We'll see you soon.